I'm Dawn, also known as Knittin' Wolf.
And I'm James, also known as Wolf Photo. This podcast is brought to you by Wolf Farms. You can find us on the internet at wolffarms.net. We have a scent of the month every month for our soaps and lotions and stuff. And for August, the scent of the month is coconut. You can get that, everything that's scented in that fragrance or flavor for 25% off through the end of the month. And I'm sure you'll enjoy that. Plus, we have other specials, so swing on by and check that out. Wanted to welcome new viewers. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate your spending the time with us to take a little slice of, get caught up on a slice of our life here, and welcome back to the returning viewers to get an update. So.
Just on a roll.
Yeah, just
So today's segments include farm happenings, kind of what's cooking, in the coop, to market, squeal like a pig, picking on the farm, in the arena, what the duck, and roundup. Farm happenings.
Farm happenings. I guess we'll get to that.
Well, Wednesday was our bearded dragon Patrick's birthday. He was 9 years old, and yeah, he just ate a whole thing of mealworms, over 40 mealworms, just a little bit. I mean, he was just.
Yeah, there's times that he, you could drop him and he'll look at him and they'll just crawl right off and and he was like trying to grab him out of the air.
Yeah,
today.
He caught a couple of them as I was dropping them in. And
he's kind of funny like that.
That was entertaining.
Yeah, I know. It's like we haven't seen him act like that. But, you drop him in there and there's days he'll just, But I guess he was hungry today. Maybe he's getting ready to shed. Because when he goes through and they'll shed every so often. And maybe he's getting geared up for that or something. So.
Because you said it so quick, I thought you said something else at first.
Shed. Yeah. The skin, they get new coats of skin, and he's a cool little guy. But
9 years old. Yeah. I don't know how long they live.
I don't know. He's your lizard. That's how pets start out. Jimmy gets a new pet, and then Dawn inherits it.
Yeah.
Except for Cosmo. Cosmo's Jimmy's buddy.
And Trouble.
Yeah. Yeah, he likes his cats, so.
And then our Kildare Birds we showed on a previous podcast before, they had left for a couple weeks.
Yeah, they were gone, and they have that trill that you can really that they're out there. And for a while there, they had disappeared. And I'm like, oh darn, those were neat birds because they'd been around here for probably 6-8 months up to that point, and then they would just disappeared. And we thought, maybe they found a better pond to hang out at or something. But they're back this week. They came back, and I don't know if it's the babies or the parents, but they're big size.
Well, their
they've
chest
grown.
is
Yeah,
really big.
They've grown, and
get out of the gutter.
So they've grown, and you said you saw 4 of them.
Yeah, I've had
and
4
so it might be the parents, and I know we originally had 4 babies, and then 1 I think didn't make it, and so we had 3. So at least 4 of them are back. I'm thinking that there's probably the 2 parents and then 2 of the kids or something, but it's kind of nice to have them back because I like to hear the little trill when they're out there.
They've been noisy this week.
Yeah, so they're happy to be back. They're home. Went on vacation, summer vacation, I guess. So, do you want to get into the Fuji update?
Well, we had a good week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we had the first treatment and everything last week, and we updated you.
Second treatment.
Yeah, and we updated you guys on that. And then this week she was actually doing pretty well up until Saturday.
Yep.
So I'll let you.
Yeah. We've noticed, because I weigh her to really keep track of her. I chart everything about this dog. Let's just say urine, feces, you name it. It's charted, so I know if there's any fluctuation.
Well, it's actually started when she had the surgery on her knee because we had to have her lose weight because she was overweight, and the vet said, oh, the more weight she has, the more strain on the knees, and it's better to lose the weight. So you were starting to measure out her food, and we got her down to about 10 pounds, and so, but you kind of kept weighing her to see where she's at. So that kind of carried into this.
I noticed, she was 9'2", and so I upped her food intake, and yesterday morning, Saturday, she had a diarrhea, and I thought, I made her sick, and then then she gets the full check over, because you could tell she just wasn't feeling good.
Yeah.
She was very lethargic, laying kind of on her side, and her tongue kind of, and I'm like, oh crap, and I felt her, and this seemed swollen. It wasn't the balls, the swollen lymph node balls, but this was like swollen. She wouldn't take her medicine. I was supposed to start her chemo pills yesterday, but she wouldn't even take her prednisone, with cheese, nothing.
She wouldn't eat. She was not, you could tell she wasn't feeling well.
Yeah, so I waited till the vet opened, which this is only like half an hour time frame, but, and they said, get her up here. And so I flew, literally, and get her up there, and, she wasn't dehydrated, but fluids, when they're going through chemo, make them feel better. Mm-hmm. And so they kept her to do...
Well, she had a temperature, so she did have a temperature. So, and you were mentioning how that
she felt hot.
She felt warm, so...
Which we're getting one of them thermometers today. I don't do the mercury thing. It takes forever. So she did have 104 fever, and so that was another reason. They gave her some injections, one to calm her tummy. It's like Pepsid. It is Pepsid, but it's got a long name. Amoxicillin shot and IV
IVs.
fluids. And then we picked her up a couple hours later, and then this is another thing. If you get squeamish, this isn't the segment for you. I talk about icky stuff at the dinner table. I'm one of them kids, so.
Yeah, so put it on mute until we say, okay, you can come back to us.
I guess when patients go through chemo, their blood does not clot as well. So when they removed the IV and when they removed her biopsy stitches, she started bleeding. And so they put a bandage on her, and she had to actually go all night with it.
They normally say leave the bandage on for 2 hours. And then he said leave it on until tomorrow just to make sure that it's clotted. And
yeah, so that's something else we learned. So passing it along to you.
Yeah, we're learning as we go.
We're learning a lot.
And so... so we had that, and he's like, well, she's not bleeding from the neck, and so she was fine there, so they didn't have to bandage that up. But...
so then she was confined to her playpen again.
He said
no running, no jumping, no...
He didn't want to stress because it was on her arm, and so the bandage was on her arm. He didn't want movement or whatever, interfering with the healing of that, so...
At 3 a.m., she decided it was time for that to come off, and this dog literally unwound it. She didn't chew it off. She sat there and unwound it. And so I helped her because it...
Yeah, he said just watch her paw that it doesn't swell up because the bandage could be a little tight, and if it swells, he said you could take it off. But it was doing fine, and then Fuji says, no, it's time. I'm feeling better. Time for me to take this bandage off. And so, that was... But
yeah, the dogs... And I'm sure cats, they actually bruise like people, So she's got a little bruise.
Yeah.
And
he said it bled a little, but it'll spread out and cause the bruise, and so.
Yeah.
But one of the things the vet up here, our local vet, got right on the phone when
a couple different
times to talk with our oncologist vet to make sure that what he's seeing. They did blood work for her to make sure to see where she was at. And he said he would call us today, which is on Sunday morning when he got the blood results back, if there was anything wrong. And we haven't heard back, so I'm assuming everything came back fine. and
The phone's here just in case.
and that he was going to send those down to the oncologist, and then but he was kind of coordinating with the oncologist because he said you should delay the chemo until Monday so that he's at least there to, if there are any issues, we could take her up because they're not open on Sunday, or at least he's not available. He actually has an emergency vet facility in another part of town. But so it was working out. It's nice that they're working together. He has no issue with going and picking up the phone and calling the oncologist, and I think they knew each other anyways. But so they were talking, but one of the things the oncologist said was this is a good thing that she's
showing that the chemo is working.
Yeah, if she's reacting to the chemo, which means it's working, although we don't want to see her sick.
It's scary.
It's a sign that it's actually working. So, it sounds kind of counterintuitive, but that is a good sign for her, which is, it kind of like puts us at ease a little bit. We still don't like to see Fuji not feeling well. But today, Sunday, she's actually doing a lot better. Her fever's gone and acting normal, playing with her froggy. Her froggy, and just basically doing well. She's resting right now. Otherwise, we would, have her on here.
And they gave her special prescription food for this week and for gastrointestinal. She loves it.
Yeah, she eats dry food, and this is a wet food, so she's like, ooh,
Yeah.
So she devours that. But so now she has prescription food that she'll eat throughout the week, and then she starts her chemo Monday.
She has a recheck with the vet Monday for him to me to do the chemo. Then she'll go again Thursday for more blood work, and then we go Saturday for an IV chemo treatment down below.
Yeah. Well, what's kind of good is that Monday he does a recheck, then we give her the chemo pill. And these are the pill. This is the pill form. Thursday morning she gets her second pill, and we'll have her up there to do the blood again.
Yeah.
And so so they can kind of look and check her out while she's up there too, So kind of we're demanding parents. We want to make sure that she's doing well and that there's no side effects that are causing problems and anything that comes up we can address. So. But with the fluids and everything that she got yesterday, it brought down the fever, and so she's doing good.
Today's a good day. It's one day at a time. A couple people, that I text with, this has been a roller coaster ride. It's like, ooh, we're doing good. The boom, and it's like.
Yeah. I was telling the vet yesterday, it's like, we're just now getting started. So all of this is new. And I said, after 25 weeks, I'm sure we'll know all the ups and downs and the things that are good and the things that are bad. But we'll get through the 25 weeks and be experts in this. But we're just getting started, so we're probably hypersensitive to everything that happens, which is probably a good thing. Because if we weren't, we probably wouldn't have taken her up because of her swollen lymph nodes, So it's good that we caught it when we did, and hopefully.
See, it's good to be obsessive. Obsessive personality.
So it actually, this week has been really, really good. And the oncologist, I know Dawn's called down there, and, it's nice that they'll take the time to talk. It's not, we've had some other vets that it's you go in there and you can't even talk to the vet, and this one, we go and we call and they'll talk to you on the phone, and they'll take the time to actually spend to explain what's going on and just kind of and just get an understanding of what's going on so that they could make an informed decision or discussion about what's going on. So it's been kind of a nice change of pace based on some of our past experience trying to deal with the vets, and that's one of the reasons why we're switching over to this other vet, because like I said, he's very responsive. He talked to you on the phone without even really knowing who you were. I mean, we'd been to him before in the past, but we had switched over because the other vet deals with large animals, and he doesn't. So we were thinking with alpacas. I won't go down that road, but we're going back to him for the dog.
And I was so relieved yesterday, when they bring her into the room that he's Indian descent, ethnicity, and I just grabbed a hold of this man. Yeah, I am a huggy person, If you meet me, you're going to get a hug, whether you like it or not. So I don't think he liked it. I mean, his arms were like, they stayed out because I just grabbed him, thanking him. I just wanted him to know how thankful I am. He didn't even, pat my back, nothing. It was now it's quite humorous. Right then I wasn't laughing, but,
So,
now I'm
we'll chuckle about it.
I scared him.
Yeah, I think so.
He's probably thinking, oh my God, this crazy little redhead's just grabbing hold of me.
So, yeah, so
sometimes you just need a hug. So, yep, that's our big update. Hopefully every week is not that big of update.
Yeah.
Dramatic.
One day at a time.
And it was, I guess this goes into, and I'm not going to cry. Told myself this is a happy podcast. I'm going to cry. Want to start with thanking everybody from the Blogspot page to Facebook to Instagram to Ravelry message, which I'm behind on. I get overwhelmed. I love every single message. I save every message to reread when I need that. So I will get back to you. It just takes a lot out of me because so much is going on and so emotional. On Instagram, I'm doing good. Instagram, I know I'm going to screw it up, Renee Orada and Renee and Corey started Fight Like a Girl Pictures. That's the hashtag Fight Like a Girl or hashtag Fuji. And they started taking pictures of their pets, with either a sign or
pantyhose and shoes.
One of it sucked. I mean, it's hilarious, which you can also enter those pictures on our Ravelry group, Fight Like a Girl thread, because that is one of the ways to enter for prizes.
We'll get to.
I got a lot of info here. Forget the knitting today.
The Instagram has been...
That has helped me so much this week. Even, seeing all these pictures of Fight Like a Girl, and it's given me such a, yes, we can do this. We can climb this mountain.
That, that it helps you get through the lows because of the stress and worry and that. You see these things, and some of them are really humorous. They kind of, they make you chuckle and help lift our spirits, just because it's so... there's so much worry that we have for Fuji, and all of this stuff points to that it's probably going to, she's going to make it through and whatnot, but we still got, you worry, and so you see these things and it's just like, oh, okay, that's all right, they're rooting for us, and it helps lift up your spirits, and like I said, it's pretty funny too, sometimes, but
each little like and... it's because you see, when you hit your followers, each little like, when I post a picture of Fuji or, like, hey, Sarah asking, well, how is she today? And I can't even express how much that has helped. And saying you're praying, I can feel it. Or sending me a hug, it's like, I do feel it. Mm-hmm. And, we are spiritual, we've never, we don't broadcast it, but, praying is very important to us, and that is how we are going to get through this, And I know one person messaged me that, she goes, Mount Fuji, the biggest mountain. And I never, because she's an Applehead Chihuahua, so we went with Fuji Apple, so she's but I never took, Mount Fuji, it's like, well, God can move mountains, and he can move the biggest mountain. She may be tiny, but she's mighty, and all this, accumulation and notes from people who have soul dogs. You guys know what I'm talking about. And there's stories that have been shared. Meg's Fido will always be part of my heart. Her little Springer Spaniel. And everyone has touched us. Because even if the messages come through Ravelry to me, I still read them to him. And it's been amazing.
Yeah,
and,
it's just
you got 25 weeks.
Yeah, the support and just the encouragement and all of that, it really does help us get through the stress that we're dealing with to try, and get Fuji over this battle, get her through it, and so that she can, just beat cancer. And that's what we're wanting. And so, we got a long road ahead, and this has been a really good start to get us going. And like I said, it really does help. So
and special notes in the mail. I didn't mention that with all the other ones I was mentioning, but but today I noticed Thumperina Tracy. She put out a thing on Ravelry. And she said she's changing her Ravatar to Milo. My font's really tiny. It's her new puppy, which is right here. Look at that face. And she's changing her Ravatar in supporting Fuji's fight. And she put up the challenge in the group, is anyone else willing, to do that? So I thought it's little things like this that means so much. See, I'm trying to laugh so I don't bawl on you guys, and we don't have to stop recording and me get the snot wiped away.
You forgot the tissues.
No, I do have them, but
just in case.
I have someone that's good at editing.
Yeah.
Another thing that was exciting is I was contacted by a few dyers that they're going to put up some colorways and
to help
bring in some funds to
cover
help with
the
all this.
to cover the to do a little part for the cost involved with treating Fuji.
But I was contacted by, this one is already going. That's why I'm mentioning the name. And so this is Fishnets yarn, and it's Jody, and she's Fishnets1 on Ravelry, and she had this all done, and then contacted me. I mean, she was like, boom. This is the colorway. It's called Fuji's Fight Like a Girl, and I won't read it because then I will start crying. But it's 5 colors, and it's 3 shades of avocado, which she's taking off of our colors in the background
behind us.
And it's Fuji's favorite color is green. I'll tell you that right now. Bright green is for the lymphoma color, and natural is representing her coloring. And but yeah, green is Fuji's very favorite color. That's her froggy. She used to. She hasn't done it lately.
I was going to say
she
sorts her toys.
She sorts her toys in
by
colors.
Color. And the green ones go in one pile.
Yeah, she's always done that, and it's quite funny. But there's 3 different bases you can choose for this. The first shipments will go out the 2nd week in October. This is a pre-order. The price of the yarn is $24.50. I think that also, I don't know if it depends on the base or if it's just $24.50. But she's putting it $2 above the normal retail price, and then she's matching every skein of this yarn sold. So $4 of each skein will be directly for Fuji's care.
Yeah.
So it's
So,
And she's going to have this available for the full 25-week fight. So, and I think she even said, and if longer if needed. So, and
that's awesome.
and she, shared her. She's got doggy and foster doggy, and one of her doggy needs to have some weight loss there, which I was joking about, and so it's awesome.
Yeah.
So I know a lot of you have already gone over, and because I Instagrammed it, I think that's all I did was Instagram it and put it in the Ravelry group. And
so we want to thank her for just getting out there, putting that, offering up some of the proceeds to go towards Fuji's care, and we want to thank those that have pre-ordered, and like I said, that's a way to show your
and
support
further
for them.
down,
And there's
this is a 25-week fight, so we have lots of things cooking. I know there's a new bag shop called Brown Dog Bags that's going to be opening up, and she's doing something special, and that's Renee, who is R-E Orada. Gotta change that Ravelry name because I'm going to keep messing it up.
you're you just have to.
It's Renee. I can say Renee.
Is it Rio Orada?
R is for Renee. E is for her middle name.
Oh, okay.
Orada is her last name, but it sounds like Orada. See, I asked her before I wouldn't screw it up.
Oh, like pattern errata where you're correcting.
See, my accent makes it sound funky.
Yeah.
So Brown Dog Bags, that's a new bag shop going to be coming. So
yeah.
So now you have to, because I've mentioned it on here. It's no backing out now. I know Corey Irocknitz has been pushing her along, so now she's got two short-haired girls gonna,
push her so that she
push her over the edge,
and also give her support so that she actually gets successful.
No,
we don't want her to go over the edge. We want to just kind of encouragement.
Yeah. What's that movie?
Oh, that is Couples Retreat. Couples Retreat. Where the yoga instructor. Encouragement. If you guys watched the movie,
we need to watch that. That sounds like
I know you need some humor.
Yeah, not these killing movies.
Yeah.
Puts on 3:10 to Yuma, then Breaking Bad.
No. Excuse me. The Breaking Bad was your choice. Because someone else was likes it, and we actually started watching that earlier in the week, and so we're in 3 episodes, and I don't know, maybe it takes more, but I like the movie 3:10 to Yuma. I know it's not.
I know, I just don't want to see killing right now. So I need happy.
Yeah.
We watched Brave. There's always a sad part in Disney movies.
That was not a sad part.
I know. I thought at first
I know you're like Bambi. I know, but no, not in this one. Sorry, hopefully we're not giving you too much information. Brave was actually good. That was a good show.
It's an older cartoon.
I know some people may not have seen it. We didn't until just this week. It was good though.
Yep.
It looked like the fiery redheads, huh?
So also dealing with Fuji, other ways besides, we'll get into this later, besides her button. I asked the hospital and our vet that they could use blankets, knitted, crocheted, sewn, the fleece where you tie the little knots together, towels.
Yeah, we're asking them if they needed some sort of like snuggle type thing for the animals that are
for
brought in.
our group prize thread, where you can enter the picture of your pet, the noodle Chihuahua toy by Susan Claudino knitted thing, any Chihuahua knitted thing. This is another way you could put in little blankets or little beds for the animals, because they said they could really use it. And in fact, the hospital said they're ecstatic because they really never get donations.
Yeah.
So I
So
think people think they're so big that, oh, they probably already have it. But she was so excited, and she said I brought tears to her eyes. And
Yeah, so what we're going to do is kind of get you guys started on making these, and then we can get a collection, have you guys send them in to us, and we can take them down both to our local vet and also down to the oncologist veterinary facility, and hopefully give some other animals just something to snuggle up when they come in, and like I said, we've done this as another part. We had done this snuggles type thing, but they can use them, and we want to show our appreciation for all the hard work that they're doing to help Fuji, and so we wanted to kind of give them something in return to kind of help them out as well, because like I said, they do go above and beyond in terms of the care for the animals and just dealing with the parents of the animals and all the questions that we've had. And like I said, they've been over the top responsive towards everything that we've been going through. So we wanted to try and help them out and the animals that they care for by putting together some sort of the blankets and that sort of thing that they can cuddle up in and while they're getting cared for. So.
Sorry this is long. There was just a lot of information. Like I said, our updates are going to be,
a little quicker, hopefully.
Yeah.
But we're just now getting the ball rolling, and so there's a lot of information about that. We'll just spew it out. So hopefully I don't need to trim off other stuff.
No, I'm going to go quick through this because not much happened. So what's cooking? I made a broccoli cheddar soup in my Vitamix. It was disgusting. We literally sat and gagged.
Yeah, it was.
It was a pretty green.
It looked pretty, but
it was.
Yeah, I don't know. The flavor just wasn't there. And I know you'd modified the recipe a little bit because you can't
have cheddar cheese.
You can't have some stuff, and like I said, maybe
so
the original.
So it won't be linked.
Yeah,
it won't be made. In fact, I wrote "ick" in the book.
Yeah, with your cheese and doing a cheddar cheese broccoli, there's something missing. So,
ick. So in the coop this week, some new things. I was gonna say something. So this week I got out my dancing dog die walks. Waltz worsted. No, it's not. That's a wrong tag.
Oh.
It is the Big Puppy Aaron, and it's 80% superwash merino, 10% cashmere, 10% nylon, in the Chihuahua colorway.
Oops. Party foul.
Here's the color.
Yeah.
That's more important. Cat's gonna get the tag. And, oh shoot, this kind of goes under Squeal Like a Pig, too, because I was gifted the noodle pattern. I'll show you that first. By Susan Claudino. She's no knit Sherlock on Minimize, buddy. No knit Sherlock on Ravelry. And this is her little Chihuahua pattern. And Rain Bear, Krista gifted it to me this week. And I'm doing this on size 6, 40-inch circular.
Hayas.
Haya, of course. Only Hayas. They should be our sponsor.
Yeah, I think so.
And so I started this. I think this is the body part, and then this is the head. And it has one of my vintage rose stitch markers that the Chihuahua set. You see a theme here? And it's in the Chihuahua bag. So this is something for our, flag knit along, fight like a girl. So I just needed happy knits. Because I'm not touching the Scarrett Bennett shawl for a while. Poor Ashley, I know she keeps texting me about it, and I'm like, I'm not touching it. I don't want to look at it.
We'll leave it at that.
Yeah. So It's almost to the point I don't know if it's getting done. So thank you, Krista, for this adorable pattern. Susan's patterns are always adorable. And this is one of the patterns that you could knit for. I already said that. I am repeating what I said.
Yeah.
So,
repetition.
Repita, por favor. What I remember in my Spanish class. Because I asked that teacher to say it over and over again because I couldn't understand her. See the things you learn.
Just,
oops.
You're switching around
where
things.
did it go?
You're switching stuff around.
Oh, you can do that?
I think so.
How cool is that?
So you'll learn something new on air.
I don't want that.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I don't know if you closed something.
Noodle.
There
I
we go.
want to close Noodle. I don't need him right now. Krista, thank you so much. That made me smile, and I started right then and there. Then in my other little cute bird leg bags.
Cube.
From, see this chick, Kathy. I can't remember your name.
Oh,
Cat loves socks. Where is it? Cat's Daisy. She's not changing it no more. Because she loves her sweet little Chihuahua Daisy. I also dug out and wound up my Dancing Dog Dye Works glitter paws in the Chihuahua colorway. I was just really seeing this is on the glitter base, so you can see. Which the glitter base doesn't seem as soft in the. Maybe it will once it's fully knitted up because it feels more softer here than with what I'm knitting. I don't know if it's the glitter part. It's still awesome, and I like that in this colorway it has the lime green, lymphoma color. So this is another new project, and done on size 3. Just nitpicks because someone isn't done with their project, hogging the 3s.
Time for me to buy my own set, I think.
Yeah. So this is the sock head hat because everybody's doing it and I'm drinking the Kool-Aid. And I just love it. I saw Froggy Monkey's done and Susan Desert Vista, she just finished hers, and Spun Too Tight Ashley's knitting, so everybody's doing it.
Yeah, you just...
So I started it because I need simple. Knit 2, purl 2, rib. It's a free pattern. And then I think you do this for 4 inches. And it's a free pattern. I don't like that picture. I guess I'll show you that one. So you do it for 4 inches, and then you knit for 9 inches, just straight stocking it. And I think Froggy Monkey stopped at 7 or 8 inches. So I think until you get sick and tired of doing it. So I thought that'd be a cool winter hat, and just needing to be surrounded with Chihuahua.
Yeah. Something uplifting. And
yes. So that's just happy and
easy knit.
And look how that matches my little bag that Kathy sent.
Yeah.
So awesome.
Cool.
I've been enjoying that because I really haven't knitted much. You can tell I really haven't knitted much this week, but when I have, that has just felt good. I need happy knits right now. So I lost where I was at.
We were in the
I was in the coop.
and
Nothing flown the coop.
Nothing flown.
To market.
To market. Is that me?
That's you.
Me.
I didn't mark it.
Yeah. Well, I went to market actually for a photo accessory that I don't know why I never bought one sooner. I mean, it's basically when I'm working in the studio and I'm using my strobes. In the past, I've been tethered to a really long cable that connects into my camera, and then it's like dragging this cord around depending on what I'm doing, and that's been a challenge. And so I think it's been a week or two ago I ordered this unit. It's called it's a wireless flash unit, and part of it goes on the camera and part of it goes onto my strobe. And so it's cordless. So now it's like I don't have a cable connected to me, and I'm not tripping over it, and it's not getting caught up in my tripod or my lighting stands or anything else. This thing is so nice. It does what I intended it to do, but it also has extra features. So it remotely fires my strobes, but it also, you can, if you have a regular flash, this is also usable for anybody who's got a camera, because you can just mount it a flash right onto the remote, set this off elsewhere, and it'll fire your flash for you. Because you could still mount a flash onto your camera, have a secondary flash, mounted to this remote, and it'll fire and synchronize all the flashes at the same time. That's awesome. But not only that, it does more. But this one actually works as a remote control too, because you turn this on and there's a special cable. I bought this on eBay, and there's a version for Canon cameras, a version for Nikon cameras, and you get the version that has the cable that works with your camera. Well, you can plug this cable into one of the remotes that's on your camera, and then this works like a remote shutter release. So you could put your camera on the tripod when you're doing the family picture. You can get in the family picture.
Your Christmas yearly family.
Our yearly Christmas picture has always been fun, because I have to push the timer and then you run and try and get into place. Well, now I have a remote, because this will actually remotely fire my shutter on the camera. So, so I got this and I hooked it up into the strobes, and I'm like, why did I not do this sooner? So if you guys have a need for a remote, or for photography, it's always best to get the flash off center in line with the lens. That way you don't get red eye and that sort of thing when you're doing pictures of people. So this is actually a good way to do that. And I've gotten, the kit came with 2, and I'm actually probably going to end up buying a second set, because then I can have it doing multiple strobes, because I got multiple power packs. If I need to connect them all, I can do that with these instead. Or if I need to do strobes and a remote, then I have more things. So I was so happy to get this.
Or you can have it in your studio and go clear to the other end of the house just to see if it goes click, click.
It's got a 1,000-foot range. I can shoot my camera and fire the strobes off. Yeah, that was probably a little. I had to test it out, But so that was my to market, and I'm really happy with it. So yeah, it comes in a nifty little package from. The seller was in China. If you guys are interested in something like that, you can always shoot me a message. I can let you know where I got that. It's. I think there's a couple different buyers, but they're about $25, which is really, price wise, it was.
I feel that's gonna fall right off that table.
Yeah, so
balancing.
So yeah, that was my to market, and no longer do I need this tether, because I always end up tripping over it.
You'll have to take a picture of our Christmas picture production.
Yeah, that's always, what? It's fun because it adds the sense of drama of me trying to push the timer thing and then run over. This will just,
I'm talking a picture of your whole setup just for a simple, just take a quick picture, James.
I'm a photographer. I do that. When you ask me to take a picture, I do it right. So that was my to market. So.
I guess we got a segment in between. Squeal like a pig. I already mentioned Rain Bear Krista gifted me the noodle pattern. Mm-hmm. I also wanted to mention Knitterly Book Lady Jay. She sent me a pattern. Oh, where did it go? Yeah, this is gorgeous. I'm going to have to make this soon, because this is perfect for this weather, because we don't ever really get cold. Anyways, it's called the Lotus Blossom Shrug, and it's by Wendy Easton. I've got to show you. It is. She did it in green too. How awesome is that?
That's speaking to you, huh?
Yeah, she sent me this look at this. Look at the back of that shrug. It is so pretty. I don't know how much of a pain in the butt this is going to be, because I'm going to show you the picture of it laying flat.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, this is like a construction picture. How funky is that? It is
just
so
around like you.
Yeah.
Huh.
So it's like.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Isn't that neat?
Yeah, it looks like you're making it around, and then there's openings for your arms to go through it.
Yeah, well, I'm sure you got to attach some arms.
Is there sleeves?
Yeah,
There's a
construction.
construction. I'm like, that's just a round Like a...
Well, I guess she could just
Yeah.
wear a... I don't know what that... Here's another picture, but I don't know what it is. So thank you so much. That's cool. It's funky. I like funky. And she has a podcast, Nitty Digits, and she always... I even bought... My toes are painted. I could show you my toes. I bought Fuji Fight Like a Girl Green. That's what I'm calling it. It's Sally Hansen Lickety Lime. It's a neon
It's
green.
the right color for the
Yeah.
ribbon.
So, but I yesterday was vet.
Yeah.
So I didn't get time to do my nails. So the naked. I got naked nails. Anyways.
You can't demo them. See, I got naked nails too. So.
Naked nails.
Naked nails.
I'm hearing a podcast title. Although we won't remember that. When we get done, we'll be like,
What are
should
we calling
name
this?
So, picking on the farm.
Picking on the farm. I'm going to try and do this quickly because, we're trying to keep this under an hour. Lately, the last little bit that I've been doing, I've been taking some macro pictures with flowers and bees and stuff. For some reason, the bees are really doing
Yeah,
a
well,
lot.
it's late in the year.
Yeah, this is later than we normally see them, but yeah, we got some flowers blooming. I thought I'd do some macro photography, and I thought, well, with the macro photography, I'll kind of point out some of the things that you need to be aware of when you're doing the macro photography. Macro photography, if you have, they make specialized lenses. This is my macro lens. It's 100.
Go slow, you're gonna make someone puke.
It's a 100 millimeter macro lens, and the macro lenses, if you have a SLR camera, macro lenses are designed. They're specially designed. So some lenses, the standard lenses, will have a macro feature. A macro lens is actually optically designed to. It's optically designed to do things macro in a good way. Because sometimes on the standard lenses that have the macro feature, they don't focus well, and you get fall off in the focus on the outside edges. There's certain things that it doesn't do well. There's macro lenses that are specific for macro. They're geared for that type of thing. So I use one of those, and one of the things that challenges with macro is your depth of field. Because you're so close to the object, the amount of stuff that's in focus gets really shallow. The closer you are to an object, the shallower your depth of field is. And with macro photography, it's really noticeable. That could be a good thing or a bad thing, depending on if you're wanting to isolate something in the picture. You do a macro photography, and everything is blurry behind and in front, and you can focus right on the subject. But for like flowers and stuff, it gets challenging because you want to make sure you get what you're wanting in focus. And if you're outside where it's breezy and things are moving around, it gets a little tough. One of the things that I do when I do macro photography is I take it off autofocus. I manually focus on macro because with a camera that's got multiple sensors, focus points in it, it doesn't always know what you're thinking, where you want it to focus. And so I generally will use manual focus on that. So if you're using an SLR, you could do that. The point and shoots, you may not have to have that option, so you might have to just kind of play with it a bit. But the depth of field is one of those things that is a challenge with macro. And movement. Because you're close to the object, things move, you have to use a tripod. Tripod is a must in macro photography. And so put it on tripod, get it set up, focus on the area that you're wanting to focus manually, and then take a deep breath, fire the shutter. One thing you can do to improve the amount of depth of focus that you have is to actually back up. Don't take it so close and then crop into it when you're actually the finished product. So it gives you actually a little more depth of field if you're not as close to the object. And then with the amount of megapixels that the cameras have nowadays, there's a lot of room to crop. So you could crop it down and then just kind of take out the portion that you're wanting. So those are a couple of tips that I have for the macro photography stuff. That's just because one of the things I've been enjoying, because I came across a new bush that was blooming, and I was out there taking pictures of bees.
Yeah, and you got it with the...
Oh, one of the things.
Pollen on its legs.
Yeah, actually, with the bee pictures I was taking, the bees collect the pollen and it goes on their back legs, and then they collect this and they fly back to their beehive, and then that's how they make honey. But I got a really good picture of the pollen bag. I think they call it a pollen bag or whatever on the back legs of this bee, and I Instagrammed that. So that was one that came out. Might have been a little over a week. I think it might have been prior to last week, but. If you follow me on Instagram, you can see it. It's pretty interesting, how they do that. But that was really neat. So a couple tips for you on macro photography. I'll flick it back to you.
In the arena, I was contacted by Allison Ziegler, and she has a new pattern called A Little Help from My Friends. And she's a Texas yarn on Ravelry, and her pattern is $5. 50% of the proceeds from this pattern will be donated to the Bladder Cancer Advocacy Network in honor of her friend Betty. She said, sometimes we all need a little help from our friends. And these were inspired by her friends who is going through stage 4 bladder cancer. And I'm not going to read that because I'm going to get mushy, cry. It represents a part of supporting her friend. The twisted stitches is easy to memorize. Lace pattern, cuff down. The patterns symbolize how we unite together to offer support to our friends in the time of need. The lacy portion of the design represents the times when we are in need of support as well as our openness to receive it. But at the center of each of these lacy columns is a solid core which serves to remind us that we still have our own inner strength that can get us through just about anything in life might throw our way. The twisted stitch columns represent the strength we give to others in need. That little bit of support that helps us get by during those difficult times with a little help from our friends. And this is what it looks like. So I wanted to mention that and let you know that that was out there. So, really cool. So, I gotta get away from that. Our Summer of Stuffies ends next weekend, as well as our August Hatchin' It. Wow. Whew, time's flying. So one more week with Girlfriends Knitting stitch markers. The code Summer 2013 for 20% off 5
orders of $5 or more.
Thank you. I always get that all screwed up. And we have bags donated from Absolute Wonder. Sheep Dreamery donates a skein for the Hatchin' It. So lots of prizes next week because we'll have the end of our Potiversary prizes too. So What the Duck is our soccer along. That is soccer because September, October, November,
It's all
December,
months.
Is starting, and we've already have quite a few prizes. $2 from $2. Two $25 gift certificates from Birdleg Bags, and Cat's Daisy has. I've shown you prizes that she has donated. She just sent 2 more prizes. It's Vesper Sock in the Socktober Spooktacular and Bride of Socktober Spooktacular. I don't know how I'm going to do these because I kind of want you to
have them
before October, so if you win them, you can knit them. So haven't decided yet how we're doing this, but that was really awesome of Kathy to donate these. Look how pretty those are.
Bright, vibrant colors.
Although I am looking for the little white spots, I'm bad. Yeah, so thank you so much, Kathy. So lots of prizes and round up.
Okay, well, sorry. I'll let you go. Go ahead, hon.
Our Potiversary prizes this week. I chose to do 2 names this week just because I wanted to pass along some more love. And this is Drops Delight 75% wool superwash, 25% polymer. There's 2 skeins of this, so it'll be a perfect shawl. And the first number was 122, and you get 2 skeins of this, and that's Crazy Knitting Full. So contact me and give me your address so I can mail this off to you. And then I drew another number, and that was number 33, and this is for some Malabrigo lace. It's
100%
baby merino wool, 475 yards in the forest colorway. And the number I drew was number 33, and that's Grace Goose, which is Grace. So contact me, and you will get some prizes shipped off to you. So, and I don't know yet what next week's prizes are. I've got different things pulled down, and
there will be prizes.
Yeah, lots of prizes on next week's show. So now.
Okay, now I can just wanted to mention again about our Fuji Fight Like a Girl button. We want to thank everybody that has gotten one of those to date. And, you know, it really is truly appreciated. We just want to thank you very much for that. But we'll have these in the shop. You set the price.
I'm glad you're getting a little choked up, not just me.
It's okay, honey. On camera, I gotta keep my composure. But we do have these in the shop. We will have these through the 25 weeks that you can get these. You set the price, you know, and that the proceeds will help, you know, with the treatment for Fuji. And we just want to thank everybody for, you know, that has bought one for that, and they've been mailed out. You get an update when you do that, when we're mailing those off, and Fuji sends along a little note, and that is her paw print that she signs her note with. It's a copy of it. We don't want to too much ink, make a mess, but that is actually her paw print on the little thank you note that you'll get with that comes along with the button. So,
and this has a drop down menu to choose the price too. So
yeah, one of the things we notice is that some people will like do multiples. You could actually select, you know, the different values that the price that you want to pay for that is a little drop down menu. So we just appreciate all of that and the help that we've gotten, the encouraging words that we get, all the Instagram pictures and the Facebook and the Ravelry, and we just want to, from our hearts, thank you so much for that and the support and just the concern for Fuji, you know, because that is our
daughter.
Yeah, and so it's been stressful and uplifting and all, you know, just has been a whirlwind of emotions this whole week. Actually, you know, since before that, it just ever since the diagnosis has been like, but it you know, that little bit that you guys, you know, pass along to us really does go a long way, and you know, I know you guys are in the fight with us along, and that really does help. So wanted to just thank you guys from the bottom of our hearts for that. If you know, want, you could ask. I don't know if we got the.
I put it in the mail.
Don mailed off one of our video podcast buttons. You can get one of those for free with any paid order, or, you know, if you're ordering get one of these, go ahead and you can request one for free in the comment section. Just ask for a video podcast button. We'll be happy to send one of those along. So I think that's about it, isn't it? Love you too. And we kept it under an hour. So anyways, but we want to thank you guys, really.
So until next time.
Let's get cracking and hatch a net. Bye, y'all.